Hi guys, excuse the appearance. I'm here today with my Glossy Box and just to have a bit of a chat. So yeah, excuse the way I look. I've just been scrubbing the spare bathroom. All I can smell is bleach. All I can taste is that sort of bleach, and it's in the back of my throat. Disgusting. My eldest daughter is coming home on Friday or Saturday, because the christening is the following Saturday. Oh, sorry, I'm sweating. Oh, so pleasant. She also needs to do some work for her company as well. So she'll be spending a few days here and then the rest of her time in London. And yeah, fitting the christening in amongst it all. So that meant I had to get up and off my lazy bum and get that bathroom cleaned. I mean, it's ridiculous really, but because we don't use them, they just sort of, you know, the doors get shut. I took all the towels out when the kids left and washed all of those, and they're sitting in a nice, you know, clean pile. But I didn't really do anything else. And then I went in there and I thought, oh yes, this needs a real scrub out. So got that done today, and that's why I look quite so frazzled. But yeah, so I thought I'd sit down and have a chat with you, show you my Glossy Box, which has been here for ages, and let you know how my little mini tiny adventure went on Friday. So I drove there. I drove to the campsite, which wasn't 39 minutes away. He's a fool. It was 39 miles away. It was 1 hour something drive. I realised that fairly early on. The drive went fine, except again, he picked a rubbish route. It offered 2 routes. And he took the more picturesque one, forgetting that that meant it would take us through little streets in you know, in villages type of thing. So, I mean, we were driving along, and because we were going a good sort of half of the journey I'd done before, going to other places. And I was like, why is it taking us this way? This is really weird. I would never think this was the best way for a camper van. And it was only when we got there and we sort of looked at it, because I kept saying, it's rubbish, this sat nav, it's rubbish, that I realised he'd chosen the scenic route. Which, you know, obviously if you're driving in the country can be lovely, but, you know, when you're nearer towns, it means it takes you past, like it took us past along streets that had like old black and white houses on them, which is great if, you know, if you're a tourist and that's what you want to see, but not necessarily the best streets for a camper van. Anyway, we got to the park. The campsite or park was lovely. A bit boring, I have to say. There wasn't much to do there, but that was not really what it was about. But I must admit, I was a bit bored. It took me not too very long to get everything set up and so on, so I was happy with that. The dogs were amazing, absolutely amazing. They were so well behaved. I would never have credited Bert with being that well behaved, but he was. He cried for the first half of the journey because the motorhome, you know, it's really rattly and noisy, and you know, and he didn't like that very much, but he gradually realised it was okay, and they settled down and they were good as gold. So that was, I was really happy with that. It was my first night sleeping away since we did Mum's, oh, sorry, I'm sweating as always. Since we did Mum's birthday, which was the September of the year before, and that had been the first time in 4 years, 5 years. I'd been carried through Mum's by this determination to give her a great time. This was different. I had time to think, which is maybe, well, no, definitely not the right thing for me. So I did quite a bit of, and I did say once or twice to Nick, would you rather go home? Which is really me saying, I'd quite like to go home, let me off the hook here. But we didn't, we stayed. I didn't sleep particularly well, but what I didn't realise was this campsite, A, had a train track behind it. So every so often there would be a sort of a supersonic, and it would fly past. Also, the local church, the bell ringers were doing their practice. So that started at about, I would have said about 8 o'clock and ran till about 10, and it was just constant pealing of the bells. So initially when it started, I said to Nick, isn't that lovely? Listen to that, isn't that lovely? But they were practicing, so it was the same peals over and over and over again. And the other thing was, and you know, again, something just, you wouldn't know, and they're not going to tell you. Why should they? But there's a huge crow colony there. And the noise of these, people are going to be saying, oh, how fragile is she, complaining about the crows. But honestly, it's that time of the year, they're nest building. They fight and they argue, they scream and they yell. I've never heard so many crows in all my days. And it went on all day and it went on all night. Some birds, you know, you hear them, you just think, I could listen to you all day, tweeting and trilling away. But crows are certainly not pleasant to listen to for any length of time. So I didn't sleep much. Nick didn't sleep much either. He discovered that a sleeping bag is not for him. It was too hot. I told him it would be. And also when he needed to get up in the night for a wee, he had a hell of a job getting out of the sleeping bag in the dark. I also discovered that the van really kind of rock and rolls when you get up in the middle of the night to go to the loo. I think I don't know, but I think I had the most amazing emails from people with lots of helpful advice. So I'm going to ask them this, I'm going to ask out to you ladies, is there such a thing as sort of legs? You know, like you put legs on a caravan and make it more stable. Is there such a thing for camper vans, or is it just something you get used to, that it moves? Because, you know, the middle of the night, my Nick, trying to get out of his sleeping bag, bouncing up and down, like, you know, imagine in a car, it was the same sort of, you know, you're trying to sleep and you're doing this in the bed. And then him sort of staggering and stumbling across to the loo. It was deafening. Now, I mean, it could just be a funny feature and it's certainly not going to put us off camping. But if there's a way to minimise that a bit, I would love it. So anyway, then the next morning we got up, we had a bit of breakfast. There was nothing really around this campsite either. There were no cafes or you know, tea rooms or anything. So we just had a little bit of breakfast and then we just headed home. So it was a great success, a huge success, in the sense that I drove and I stayed and I was out overnight. But I can't say it was enjoyable. So I'm hoping we're going away again in April. We're having to, the next few weeks, obviously we've got christenings and people visiting. But we are going away again in April, and I think I've chosen a better campsite. It is a little bit further away. I think it's an hour and a half rather than an hour. So that's not huge, is it? And this campsite is it's not as big. Oh, and that was the other thing that really annoyed me. I saw that it had beautiful lakes, this campsite. What I didn't realise was that they were fishing lakes, so you couldn't take the dogs anywhere near the fishing lakes. They designated a walk you could do with the dogs, which was basically around the edge of the campsite. It wasn't particularly nice, it wasn't particularly pretty. It was a place to take your dogs for them to do their business and have a run. It was not what I had thought, where we'll wander around the lakes and we'll look at it wasn't like that. So that was another thing I didn't like. So we've decided that the next one is not going to be one of these big campsites, really big campsites, please, but this is a much smaller one. It's on a farm. Apparently there are lots of walks nearby. So I'm quite, you know, and there's not even a mention of dogs on there. I have spoken to them because I thought maybe that means dogs can't go, but dogs are welcome, just not roaming around the farm, which is absolutely, of course. So I'm hoping that the next one will have a little bit more enjoyment in there, rather than just a kind of, I'm gonna bloody do this, which was all it really was this time. The van worked beautifully, and we're really excited. We've booked a little trip for every month so far through till, I think the last one we've got booked in is August. So we've done the next few months. And that's not to say that we won't do extra ones, but we've sort of put a stamp on one. And I'm 10 minutes in, I haven't stopped talking. I'm so sorry, guys. So anyway, let's do Glossybox. I'm hoping there's something nice in it. My hands, oh, doesn't bleach ruin your hands? And I know you should wear gloves, but I've just never, I buy them, I try, they make me sweat even more. So, you know, my poor hands. Anyway, Glossybox. Then the box is called Glossy Wonderland. Now it's one of these scan me for information. I'm hoping I can figure it out without doing it. I'm a very lazy YouTuber. So what have we got? Start off with a Wipeout, which is an amazing microfiber cleansing cloth by Magnetone London. It removes makeup with just warm water, it says. So let's have a look, see what this little cloth is like. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a weird, actually this would be fabulous for in the camper van. I do this all the time though. But it would, wouldn't it? I wouldn't have to take lots and lots of products to get makeup off. Beautifully soft. I mean, it's microfiber, but not microfiber as I know it. That is really lovely. Oh, I'm pleased with that. Oh, there I go again. I'm pleased with that. Somebody asked me why I go a lot. I think that's what they were talking about. Basically, some of the drugs that I'm on, oh God, it makes me sound like an idiot, but one of them in particular causes dry mouth. So I get a very, very dry mouth, and it makes me do that all the time. But I do apologise if it's irritating to anyone else. It's just, I don't even notice it anymore. I think it's that swallowing thing. But that's because I have a very, very dry mouth all the time. So apologies. Right, next out is, oh, I like the look of this. A Lickia Beauty Illuminator. Look at that. A little glass bottle. Yeah, it is glass, yeah. Bright pink. Oh, I might have to actually scan and figure out what this one is. Is it a blusher? Is it just a serum? It's all written in French. But it's got extract of hibiscus. It's a highlighter liquid. It's a highlighter liquid with hibiscus in it. Isn't that pretty though? Ooh, now I don't wear highlighter, but I'm really tempted by that one, I must say. Oh, very nice. Okay, then we have James Read Gradual Tan Sleep Mask Tan Body. God, we're entering that time of the year, aren't we? Well, I'll definitely use it on my legs. You know, what can I say? My legs stay pasty. I live and die in shorts, and I live and die in little dresses in the summer. And from my knees down, I still stay a beautiful pasty colour. So I'm always happy to do it, particularly knees down. I never do it very well. I always end up with slightly orange knees and slightly orange bits on my ankles. But, you know, at least the tan is nice. So what does this say? Shave and wax, or wax, 24 hours before application. Thoroughly exfoliate the skin. Immediately prior to application, moisturise dry or rough areas, including knees, elbows, ankles and feet. That's what I was just talking about. Then using a dry tanning mitt, apply to the body in sections using circular motions, starting at the ankles and working your way up. Ensure it's been applied all over. Using the product sheen as guide. Leave feet and hands until last. Wait until the skin is touch dry before dressing. Avoid contact with water for 6 to 8 hours. Apply 2 to 3 times a week for a deeper tan. Well, I mean, I've heard that James Read is good. Never ever tried this product, but I will definitely try it. As I say, the legs on me in particular, and my arms go quite bright. Well, they're always quite goldeny, and they go quite brown. And my chest goes red like, well, I can't even describe it. It looks awful. But my legs stay white, so I'm happy to have it. The Raffaello Sweeties, there's a pack of 3 in here. I think they're like a sort of alternative to Ferrero Rochers, only it's white. Because what did I say was in it? It is a whole almond with a smooth velvety filling and a sprinkling of coconut. I love coconut and I love nuts, but I've never tried this because I've always been worried that it was white chocolate, which is incredibly sweet. But I may actually try one of those. And, well, actually there's 3, isn't there? The kids would like, oh, can they have it with the nut? Ooh, I'll have to think about it, but fun to have. Then we have a really big bottle of creamy shower foam. Cotton candy from Bilu? Bilu, B-I-L-O-U. Right, okay. Made with love and passion. Yummy fragrance to sweeten your day. Cotton candy smells just like a fluffy cloud. of cotton candy, sweet and caramel. Now, I don't use things like this, but I am going to try it and give it to the kids. The kids love shaving foams. They love any sort of foams to play with in the bath. So I'm just going to, oh yeah, it is a proper foam. They will love that it shoots out like that. Oh, and it does. And it's not, I thought it was going to be too food-like, which I don't like in things. So I thought it was going to be too food-like, but actually, although you can get the cotton candy and the so on, it's not obnoxiously so. So actually, that's not bad. The kids will love it. They'll have a whale of a time with that. And I mean, if you like sweet things, my daughter does, funny enough. She always gets the hand washes that smell like Parma violets, or, you know, is it Carex? Do a whole load of them. And they smell like sweets, fizzy sherbet. She loves all that. I'm not keen on it. But the kids will have a whale of a time with that. And wash themselves. So that's going to go next door. And then the very last thing is called Mood Stick by Kinder. K-N-D-R. Took me a long time to realise they were called Kinder. A Mood Stick. It's a pH changing lipstick. Oh, how do you open it? I've got the Kinder lip balm, which I like a lot. So let's just, if I can ever get this out. Right, here we go. I fought it out. Yes, they always come in, it's like cardboard. The other one I've got is pink. So this is blue and gold. And it looks like that. Now I'd try it, but I've got Lickia on, so it's not really going to work. But I will be trying it, and I'll let you know what colour it changes to. So it adapts to your pH. I thought we all had the same pH actually, but I'm obviously wrong. A colour shifting lip balm that transforms just for you, working with your pH to create a unique personalised shade, enhancing your lips' natural colour, leaving a sheer luxe finish that hydrates your lips. Be kinder to your lips. Now I have to say, I have a pink one. It's not a colour changing one. I rate it. Really rate it. It's one of those that, I mean, I'm not far off it. I will be using every drop of. So genuinely chuffed to have that. So there we go. So I've got that, some chocolate, some tan, and I mean, it's not a bad bottle to give it, you know, you'd get a couple of good goes out of that, wouldn't you? The pink Illuminator, which, oh God, I'm so tempted. It's so cute. Has it got a seal on it, I wonder? No, it hasn't. I just want to see what it looks like. I'm gonna, oh, can you see what I'm doing? I'm gonna drip. So I can still, oh, hang on. So I can still give it away if I haven't actually touched it. Woo! I can give it away if it's no good for me. So what does it look like? Oh, look how pink. How does that fade back? Oh yeah, okay, hang on. It gives like a pinky flush. No smell. That's actually really nice, to be fair. That, do you know, I would be inclined to use that not as an illuminator, just as a you know, to give myself a bit of colour when I'm not wearing makeup. Because I have a tendency to look really bloody pale. Ooh, flipping pale. That's quite nice. Can you see it? I'm hoping you can get the feel of it. It's here. Now that was definitely going in, look at my hand. It was definitely going in my giveaway. Now I'm thinking, I may try that and see. There's not too many sparkly bits in it. It could just give me sort of a healthy flush. Anyway, sorry, a full size of this shower foam. It's 200 mils. I mean, this is the sort you buy in the shop. So very good value. As I say, not really my bag, but very good value. And this, which I really liked as well, which is the makeup remover. So once again, I have to say, Glossybox impresses me. They're not expensive, Glossybox, and you do seem to get a really good range of products and something different every month. And I never feel like, oh, did I pay £15 for that? You know, sometimes you do things and you just go, why did I do that? You know, not so with this. I think it's genuinely great. So that's Glossybox, and that's a little sort of infill about the camping. That hand is so pink. You don't need anywhere near as much as I blobbed on my hand, clearly, because that's quite pink. So yes, so I've got lots of sort of cleaning up and fussing about to do. I made myself a list last night for the first time. I stopped doing lists for about a week. When I'm really, when I've got something big uppermost in my head, I tend not to do, I can't concentrate anyway, so there's no point. But I did one last night and I was a bit horrified by how much I felt I needed to get on and do. So yeah, bathroom's done now. Yay! Smells great, looks great, you know. Although I've discovered that her shower, the handheld bit of the shower now spurts out the side as well. I got drowned while I was washing down the shower. So I'm gonna have to look into that. Yes, so anyway, I'm sorry, I'm flabber. I'm chitter-chattering away. As you can tell, there's going to be a giveaway coming up soon. I'm not quite organised enough to do it now, but yeah, there's going to be one coming up soon. So, you know, keep your eyes peeled for that one. And I want to say to all the ladies that emailed me, and there were so many, guys, I thought I might do a little video. I'm probably going to sit down and do a little video, proper video, of the things the ladies advised me and tell you who they were, and then which bits I followed, and you know, because some of it was great advice. I'm just not organised enough to do it today. So anyway, yes, I'm going now. Otherwise, yeah, I'll still be here in an hour's time. I hope you're well. We had lovely sun for a while, but it is beginning to cloud over. They say it's going away. I mean, it is March, I suppose, but it's still a shame it's leaving because it was absolutely gorgeous. I hope it was with you too. But thank you for coming back, and thank you for listening to me. Thank you for, you know, just thank you for being a friend. I'm in one of those moods. Okay, bye guys.